Welcome back to Astrology Experts YouTube. In this channel, we hope to bring you clarity and be the bridge to the answers you're seeking from the universe. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. Come join our growing family as we evolve our spirituality while on this human experience. Together, we share the same love for astrology, numerology, angel numbers, and zodiacs. For today's video, you'll be learning about zodiac compatibility, so get your coffee or tea ready and sit with us till the end of this video. Taurus and Sagittarius compatibility. Ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarians are imbued with the expansiveness of this larger-than-life planet. Symbolically known as the archer, they shoot their arrows up into the sky, hoping to pierce the mystery of the stars. Sagittarians are also great seekers, delving into new philosophies of life all the time and constantly breaking through new realms of life. Like a brave explorer constantly at the brink of a new frontier, Sag wishes for a life with virtually no bounds that can't be transcended and no absolutes that don't yield to greater truths with enough probing. Emotions and values. Read that paragraph again, because it's the opposite of everything Taurus is, was, or will ever be. To a somewhat greater extent than even Cancers, Bulls are the nesters of the zodiac. They value home, family, and routine. Sagittarians can also value home and family, and many of them do, but unless there's a heavy earth influence in their chart, they never quite value routine. Taurus measures the world with 5 senses, believing only what he can see or tangibly understand. Taurus is a sensualist who takes deep pleasure in the physical and in the safe and familiar. Therefore, the bull rarely finds occasions to venture into the unseen. In astrology, Scorpio is Taurus's astro opposite, but in many ways, Sag is their true contrasting sign. With that said, there are many Sagittarians with enough grounding influence in their charts that they can happily assimilate into a routine. This is provided that Taurus's possessiveness is not too triggered by Sagittarius's free spirit to let him explore life on his own terms, not merely theirs as partners. Compatibility rating 1 out of 10. Friendships. The differences between Taurus and Sag are more likely to be harmonious in friendship more than anywhere else. Most of the time, friendship gives them the space they need to live life on their own very different terms and add balance to each other's experiences. When Sagittarius spends his life savings on an impulsive trip around the world on foot because he read the bestseller Wild, Taurus will be there to help him pick up the pieces. He will do so by implementing a new business plan for Sag, or by helping her invest and save stocks. If Sag has enough money left, he will do anything but file bankruptcy, as this makes Taurus feel so bereft and insecure that he wouldn't dare even suggest it to someone he cares about. Sag is touched by Taurus's lifelong devotion and admires his blunt honesty. Sag herself values honesty even more than she values adventure, which is a whole lot. The archer is blunt to the point of seemingly grossly devoid of tact to signs like Libra or Capricorn, who were born in good social standing. But Taurus is not overly sensitive. He has a logical way of accepting things he doesn't like about life or himself without reacting emotionally. The bull's absurd, self-deprecating humor is another thing Sag deeply admires about Taurus. Sag is also capable of laughing at herself. These two have a jollier time as friends than anyone expects upon knowing them individually. Compatibility rating 5 out of 10. Relationships. Sag's free spirit has a way of inciting Taurus's possessiveness, which it need not. However, tell that to Taurus, who is as attached to his own opinions as Sag is attached to non-attachment. Take a moment to listen to that again, as it was just a mouthful. But it's true. Sagittarius does not like to become overly attached emotionally to his belief system. He believes that most things in life are relative. He seeks to tap into a level of objectivity that has evaded humanity thus far. Taurus backs at such a lofty, melodramatic endeavor. The human experience is subjective, period. And you can't change people, nor should you try. While Sag loves a good debate, posturing under the spotlight for the sheer fun of it, and pushing the limits of people's value systems, Taurus is a man or woman of few words. The Taurian strength of character comes from his consistency, capacity for lifelong loyalty, and devotion to one person or belief system. He values emotional security too much to take the risks Sagittarius takes by uprooting his life for a new career, city, country, or even love. The bull builds a strong foundation for his life upon mental, emotional, and practical consistency. Observing a bull, an archer who have fallen in love, is a bit like settling in to watch a satire. It'll be long, absurdly entertaining, but ultimately predictable. Sagittarius is a mutable sign. Thus, when he runs into the brick wall of Taurus's refusal to change an opinion, he makes a cheeky comment and changes the subject. Their sexuality is even more of a saving grace than Sagittarius' mutability and Taurus's loving nature, which is the biggest thing about him, but we'll get to that soon enough. Compatibility rating 3 out of 10. Marriage. Taurus somewhat begrudgingly admires Sagittarius' resilience and ability to look on the bright, sunny side of life. Ruled by negative feminine night forces, Taurus's pessimism weighs heavily on his Venus-ruled heart, which values love over even security. Still, in order to let go and surrender to love, Taurus needs emotional security. It is vital to his well-being. So, Sag needs to make some compromises before the bull will commit to marriage. For Taurus, marriage is a lifelong investment in another human being. It's a sacred vow that he wouldn't dream of breaking. That's why both of them will need to make some compromises in regards to their life together. Compromise looks different for everyone. Perhaps they will decide to travel out of the country twice per year, but at scheduled times that don't upset the bull's deeply embedded routine. Save for Capricorn. If anyone has the money to support Sagittarius' extravagance and love of travel, it's Taurus. He has been saving for a rainy day since his first childhood allowance. They'll have to keep an inviolable savings account if Sag wants Taurus to open up and take some risks from time to time. Sagittarians don't recover as easily from a broken heart as they do other misfortunes. Like all fire signs, they have an abundance of emotional depth and sensitivity. Their hearts are as large and generous as their personalities, although they love at more of a distance than their fiery sisters and brothers. They give freely in love. Therefore, Taurus's steady, trustworthy nature is a safe haven for Sag who loves him. Compatibility rating 3 out of 10. Communication. Their mutual virtue of honesty is the glue that will keep them together here. Taurus doesn't take Sagittarius' sterling candor too personally, and she knows how to laugh at herself. She often takes as much delight in her fables as her strengths. Taurians, like all earth signs, have a remarkable way of embracing their own humanity by keeping a right distance from it. It endears the big-hearted Sagittarians of the world to them greatly. That and their mutual love of pet names. Blame Taurus's Venus rulership, which softens his or her demeanor, and then blame Jupiter's big silly heart. Compatibility rating 6 out of 10. Sex and intimacy. Alas, we arrive back at sex, which the normally oh-so-patient bulls were impatiently waiting for. The bull is hardened and excited by Sagittarius' frank openness to sex and her willingness to directly convey her sexual desire. She lays the cards out on the table where he likes them. Bulls are rarely sexual or romantic aggressors. They don't need to pursue love as they are loved. Their loving natures are so plainly evident that romantic Sagittarians are drawn to them like moths to the warmth of a flame. Because bulls value emotional security, they're more likely to open up their feelings and sexual desires to Sagittarians than they would be with other signs. Sagittarius has always been a romantic idealist, dreaming of a strong knight who will carry her off into the sunset in a whole new world. This fantasy may be initially shattered when she falls in love with a Taurus, whose sexuality is more physical and sensual than filled with fantasy. But, in its own way, Taurus is a romantic hero. The same is true of the women. With Taurus, love and harmony triumph over dissonance. Their devotion is of epic fairy tale proportions. Compatibility rating 7 out of 10. Taurus-Sagittarius Compatibility Pros. Both Sagittarius and Taurus can remove themselves from their egos and enjoy self-deprecating humor at times. They can make each other laugh for days, months, or years depending on the other aspect of their relationship. When Sag has won Taurus's trust, he can open her up to the world in a way she was too afraid to allow before meeting the archer. Their deeply loving natures are well matched. Taurus-Sagittarius Compatibility Cons. Sag's free spirit incites Taurus Taurus is jealousy, which is expressed as possessiveness. Taurus's pessimism can stifle Sagittarius' optimism. Sag believes in luck, while Taurus believes only in making his own luck. Sagittarius' need for change and excitement may not appeal to Taurus, who values security. Summary of Taurus and Sagittarius. Taurus and Sagittarius are opposites in many ways. However, when they're true to their immensely loving natures, their association can bring them great joy. It can also add balance to their lives. When they learn from each other and embrace new points of view, it can make them happier and more whole as people. As the second sign on the astrological wheel, Taurus represents not the infant age, but babyhood. This is a time when very young children are just learning their boundaries and how to say no to things they don't want. Taurians are still very concerned with the physical world, which they can perceive with the five senses. As in the ninth sign on the astrological wheel, Sagittarius is the first sign to relate to life on a philosophical level, grappling to form some universal principles and understand the great mystery of the world. Perhaps the greatest wisdom Sag gleans is that the universe is too abundant to be fully understood by humans confined to a human experience. Still, they want to transcend the body and begin to connect to their spiritual selves. In this way, they can guide bulls to broaden their horizons and open up to truths that can't be physically measured. In turn, the bulls provide the steady support or home-based Sagittarians need to stay safe throughout their many journeys. Overall compatibility rating 3 out of 10. Thank you so much for riding with us till the end. If you've liked that, please give this video a thumbs up. And again, don't be shy. Click that subscribe and be a part of Astrology Experts community. Like most of us an astrology expert who love reading, you can come visit our website. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. See you on the next video!